Good morning, y'all. Father Jason here from the Church of the Nativity, just with a short video with some announcements for this weekend and ongoing for the winter uh, with the Church of the Nativity in regards to worship. So, the plan for this weekend is that we will broadcast a service from the Earth and All Stars Chapel, our outdoor worship space, just as we've been doing the last few weeks. And we will welcome a congregation and encourage congregation to attend, practicing our 3 W's of safety. Wash your hands, wear a mask, watch your distance. Now, that is the plan. It looks like there's a good chance of rain. I've seen weather reports where it says it's not going to rain until the evening, and I've seen some that saying it's going to rain in the morning. So I can't make a decision on that until Saturday evening. So stay tuned, okay? Saturday evening, afternoon, evening, I will publish through all of our means that are available to us what we are going to do Sunday morning. So that's where we are. That's the same plan we've been operating under the last few weeks. We've been very, very blessed to be able to have wonderful weather, to be able to now broadcast from the Earth and All Stars Chapel for 2 months. And in the last month, to invite the congregation to join us as well, practicing those 3 W's of safety, washing our hands, wearing a mask, and watching our distance. You've done a great job of that, and that has enabled us to keep doing that. Going forward into the winter, eventually the weather is going to be persistently prohibitive. We're not going to be able to be on a week-to-week decision process. It's the winter. The Game of Thrones popularized the phrase "winter is coming," and it worked because it's true. Winter is coming, and we're coming up on it now. So what are we going to do? Many of you know that this has been a tough decision, and one that I've been praying about for a long time now, and praying very hard. In addition, I have also sought the counsel of our COVID-19 task force, the team of people who have been monitoring both safety procedures taken on by different institutions around the area and also the infection rates here and in Hamilton County, in Chattanooga, because that affects all of us. One of the things we're learning during this pandemic is the degree to which our lives are connected, and how do we stay safe in the midst of that, or as safe as is reasonable in the midst of that. So I've taken counsel from the COVID-19 task force. I've also taken counsel from the vestry, your elected leaders of the parish. And I've sought counsel from members at large as well. Earlier this week, I asked a question on our Facebook page. I've been asking the question to people as I've seen them, and also to our crew that gathers for Compline. I've been asking them if they would feel safe, if we would have services inside, and gotten a variety of responses. A variety of responses from the COVID-19 task force, the vestry, members at large. But mostly been listening to all of those, and mostly trying to listen to God as well. So here's what we're going to do. When the weather becomes prohibitive, and I don't know when that is yet, we will broadcast a live service from our indoor worship space, attended by only the worship leaders. If you'll remember, this is what we did the first few weeks that we broadcasted from Earth and All Stars Chapel. This limits our numbers. It makes it a small amount of people, and that seems to increase or decrease the opportunity for transmission of the virus. So pretty convincingly decreases the chances of spreading the virus to limit the number of people. And it's a drastic limit. I recognize that. I recognize it's the decision that many of you might not have wanted me to make, and you may not like it. To be honest, I don't like it. I don't like it. I want us to be able to gather and worship together in the same physical space. However, as we go through a winter surge, it doesn't seem to me to be the responsible decision for us to make, to gather indoors in an enclosed space as a spike in cases and infections is occurring. There also does appear, but I want to emphasize that this is not permanent. In two ways. First, I don't know when we're going to start this. We are going to broadcast from the Earth and All Stars Chapel as long as possible until the weather is just consistently prohibitive of that. And it won't be permanent because eventually the weather will turn again and we will be able to be back broadcast again from the Earth and All Stars Chapel. And the winter surge will surpass and we can reasonably invite congregants to attend outdoors again as well. Also, soon, and I'm not an epidemiologist, so I don't know when this will happen, but it does look like soon there will be some vaccines that do get approval and begin to be used. And still looking at 6 to 9 months from when they are approved before they'll be readily available, like the flu shot. So we don't know the timeline of that. And every time I've tried to predict a timeline in this mess, I've been wrong. So I'm not predicting a timeline. Okay. But that does give us some hope that eventually there will be an end in sight. And so these measures that we are taking are temporary. All right. Now, even though they're temporary, you still don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. I don't like eating salads, not very much anyway. And yet it's still the healthiest option for us. And I believe this is the healthiest option for our community. You probably know of communities, faith communities that are making a different decision, that maybe have been worshiping indoors already and plan to continue for the winter. And some of those may even be Episcopal congregations. And I don't judge them for making a different decision. Whether I agree with them or disagree with them is irrelevant. I'm not judging them for their decision. However, this is the decision that I am making for us with lots of input. And I believe it is the safest decision. And I believe it also sets us up to be an example for our community, because virtual worship spaces are real worship spaces. It's not something we're watching. It's something we're attending. We're attending worship in a virtual space. And since we've begun this, we've learned a lot. We will continue to learn and innovate ways that make it more participatory, that invite you to participate in the worship service, even though you are attending in a virtual space, even though we are attending in a virtual space. We will keep working on that. So please continue. Forgive me. Please stay with me, stick with us, stick with the Church of the Nativity. I did not make this decision autocratically. I took in a lot of input from a lot of people, and I prayed a tremendous amount about it. So even if you don't like it, even if you disagree with me, know that I love you, that God loves you, and I hope you will continue to trust me to make the best decisions that I can with as much input as I can reasonably take in for our community to not only be safe, but to be an example and a witness to the world of how to worship God and care for each other at the same time. So going forward, please, even if you disagree and don't like this decision, stick with us. And 2, attend when we make this switch, and I don't know when that will be. Attend the service in the virtual space and stick with each other. Show up for God in the virtual space. There's a siren going by, so I invite you also to pray for whatever that is, and also to remember that no matter what, God loves you more than you can possibly imagine.